I'm Mark Haley, Mr. Saltwater Tank, coming to you on behalf of saltwateraquarium.com. This is Mr. Saltwater Tank, RUF, raw, uncut, first impressions, a show where I call it as I see it with products that I haven't seen before. And today, we're talking about this dude, right there, the PNW Custom Frag Rack. Now, some of you are like, we're gonna spend the whole show on a frag rack? And I'm like, heck yes, and here's why. Notice there's a second frag rack in this shot. Right here. It's sitting at the bottom of my tank, resting against my aquascaping. Why? Because every frag rack that I've ever tried, they all fall down. They all fall down. Anyway, they all fall down. Notice that I even have like the Tunzi osmolator magnet, the extra thick one, and an extra thick algae scraper magnet on this thing, and it still fell down. One of the reasons I can't stand frag racks on my tank. Now, disclaimer, my tank is 3/4 inch glass because it's so big. A lot of tanks aren't that thickness, don't have that thickness of glass. A lot of tanks are 1/2 inch glass, or heaven forbid, like 1/4 inch glass if you have a really small tank. In that case, most frag racks will work for you. But I cannot stand frag racks, despite the glass thickness, that fall off. They might sit there for a minute, but then you like put a frag on them, or you touch them and they're like, poof, or your power heads kick up and then they fall down and all the frags on them fall off and you gotta go digging for them. And of course this happens when you're out of town, and then corals touch one another, things get stung, you get the point. So, the PNW one is up here because it actually works. I put this thing on my tank this weekend because I was tired of looking at this thing, and I said, let's give it a shot. So far, this thing has worked great. My tank is 3/4 inch glass. This frag rack is rated up to 3/4 inch glass. Now, for those of you that have tanks that aren't quite as thick, PNW Customs makes a 1/2 inch thickness glass model, and they also have a smaller one. This is a large one. I think there's 40 frag rack holes in here. There's a medium size and a smaller size. So no matter what thickness of glass you have, as well as how many frag plug holes you need, they have a size for it. And they have different colors if you like that as well. So, yes, this thing has been on my tank for the weekend. Let's put it to the test with a couple of things that really annoy me about frag racks and take a closer look at it. First thing that annoys me about frag racks is they fall off. Now this one is rated for 3/4 inch glass, like I said, so let's just do a little bump test here. Like, this is the outside of the magnet, by the way. This is only brown because I haven't peeled the paper off. If you peel it off, it's nice and black. So, I'm just gonna like abuse this thing, so to speak. So I can move this around. I'm gonna move the outer magnet, and the inside frag rack is following it. Other frag racks that I use, you move this thing and poof, the inside rack is gone. So I like that I can move this around and the inside rack follows it. It's useful if you wanna wiggle it. You don't have to put your hand in the tank to hold the inside rack while you're moving the outside magnet. Okay, so that's good. Let's get my hand in the tank and try something else. Okay, frag racks are made to put frags on them, and the PNW Customs has little grippers. I'll show you that in a minute. But let's try to stick a frag on here. This one's got a plug on here. Let's try to stick it in here and push too hard and see what happens. Because that's the other time that I found frag racks fall off. You put the frag in and you bump it too slightly hard and poof, it's gone. So this dude slides in and out easily, but look, it's gripped. Like I'm pulling on this, a fair amount of force, and it's not falling out. I like that. Again, these are just ceramic plugs. There's nothing special about these plugs, usual size. I can push this, even this guy, let me move this out of the way so you can see it. This dude out here on the corner, I can push on this, bend the frag rack a little bit, and look, it's not falling off. So that's nice. So I can load this thing up with frags. I can put them out towards the edge. I don't have to worry about putting the frags close to the magnets because this whole thing is going to fall off. Okay. This is going to fall off because I didn't stick it down in there. But you can see, look, I'm putting this on the side. These things are not falling out. They're nice and strong. They're holding it when you actually put the frag plugs down in the hole. And you can see it's got these little grippers here, white things inside the black piece that holds your frag plug to keep it steady. If I can turn this thing upside down, my frags are not falling out. This makes me a happy camper. Okay, good. I'm happy with that. The other thing that I'll point out is these magnets are encased in the epoxy, in the acrylic, so there's no rusting through here. Makes them super secure and also keeps them away from the salt water. All right, so that's good. Let me put this thing back where it was, go rescue the frags that fell down, and I'll talk to you outside of the tank. What's my take on the PNW Custom Frag Rack? If you can't put two and two together, yeah. I wish it came into my life earlier, because then I wouldn't have this frag rack down at the bottom of my tank, which I have ignored, as you can tell, because the corals are fully encrusted on it. It was like, just stick it down there, leave it on the bottom of the aquascape, and hope for the best. The PNW one works. It comes in different colors. It comes in different sizes in terms of how many frags you can hold, as well as what thickness that you want. So if you have a 1/2-inch glass tank and you want to go to get the 3/4-inch magnet, that thing's definitely going to hold. You may not be able to move it around without holding the inside because you got to separate it, but hey, like, what a great problem to have. So, works great, looks great, made here in the USA. You're supporting a small business. I love this thing. I mean, I would say I'm going to buy more for my tank, but I'm not. I'm going to buy more for my grow-out tank downstairs because overall, look, I don't like frag racks in the tank so much, but if I'm going to have one, it's going to be this one because it works and it doesn't drive me crazy because it falls off and it dumps frags everywhere. There you go. How about a whole show on a frag rack? I'm Mark Callahan, Mr. Saltwater Tank, coming to you on behalf of saltwateraquarium.com. This has been Mr. Saltwater Tank RUF. I'll catch you in the next episode. Maybe I'll go create some frags because then now I have somewhere to put them and they're not going to end up littered all over the sand bed. All right, I'll catch you later.